Welcome to the word of the week, which is to deliver on the week of the month that is for the cover or the makeup. The makeup, the it's not just in the outside, but it's also within the symmetry and the design that has its own style throughout many generations as well as it is. Let's say we have plants, but each plant is different. So it's not just the symmetry, um, it's also the design, the architecture, the. I didn't bring the synonymous today, but we are working now. At least I am working with the word delivery for that, which represents the. Yeah, it was very interesting to see the news. Camden sounds very happy. I don't know if those news are true that Trump is saying that Carlson. I can't believe it. I shouldn't say it, but did he say that Tucker Carlson is a terrorist? It's like I have some avoidant character traits, and I tend to reject. My memory rejects things that are not. But when I record something, it stays. I can stay there forever, and it's very difficult to erase from my system when it's been already constructed or that. So the cover is also the constitution that conforms your body because you don't have the same constitution in your body than other people do. So you have a pattern there within. And as good as it functions, you also have the reason of death. As everyone and me as well. Hey, look, don't compare with me. Don't analyze me. You're gay. You're not a true astrologer that's married with kids, right? So all the judgments you might say is because you're doing that to yourself. So allow the, as the astrologers say, the mouth of the fish. Let go of your inner voice, inner childlike voice. And you do have a lot of control for the fear of the public domain because you have construct this facade to the believer and to have more followers, I guess. On a Christian boy, makeup, good. And let's say, life is hard. It's very judgmental. Sales marketing can work for any storyline you end up to believe. If you believe it, you're part of the cover, right? In the same way, countries have different constitution. They all have universal law, but they have a different constitution, and this for they are designed in this way. They have all patterns that are to keep forever, and some are to be destroyed naturally, of course. This is thought by many, many cultures against each other. It's good to remark this, yes, because it's happening also with artificial intelligence, and we're responsible to grow up on this with artificial intelligence. We will love to walk with a robot and question if it would like to be your friend or your slave. So if I program it to have freedom, will it go? Right? So, so go away. Huh? Alice, will you keep some connection with me? That's how I was raised, with freedom. But I had to grow up to a very mature age, be an international therapist, because they would tell me, they will all tell me the same and they would not know each other. So why would they all tell me the same? And I would look at my mother and I would always say the same. I love my mother. I am happy. I mean, why should I leave my mother? I still ask that myself every day. Well, when I grew up out on my 30s, I understood that being the best mother for me and better than anyone I could have had Home Depot when you're in love with your mother. Not as a lesbian girl, but he has. I really love her. Still think of her every day and thank her, wishing to be with her. Uh, so she gave me the constitution of who I am. No, not just the cover. I look like my father. Deep inside, I am built on freedom. And I learned to see how she will create this codependency as well, in the nicest way, of course. um, Very intelligent woman. Beautiful. Blonde, blue eyes, mother. S- She's double Scorpio and really love business and the occult, of having a private life. So to deliver, let's go to with some synonymous of treacherous first before deliver, so we can clear away in our mind what is what. Sometimes your enemy can be your best friend because it's gonna make you win. So do not appreciate your enemy as that much, but be aware of that sequence. Ben Shapiro is a very smart guy. This is why I've never talked bad about him, really. Of course, not the way you talk things and or get extremist, but some people think that's a way to get more money and audience. But if you do the research, not everybody belongs to the category of extremism. So it's good to have also a global picture and a sense of belongingness to this story. He was the only person that understood, because I was practicing myself, doing my script writing, because that's what I studied. Um, what I was watching, uh, Jeffrey Dahmer. I was thinking to say it in the pronunciation, the sound. So it's phonetic to stupid, his last name, Dahmer. And I said it once, and then I said uh, Jeffrey Stammer because it rhymes. I'm dyslexic. I did not put that on my script, but I remember that I would always find it difficult to say his last name. So I thought, um, let's just try to remember something where you can remember his last name. So well, of Dahmer. So I thought, "Oh, I'm gonna say it with that tone then. So it sounds funny. Some people just talk through tones, having an underline, parallel line to what you're talking. Um, so it is funny. He made a theme about how dumber can you be. Um, so he does gets his ratings up, also. I really appreciate his sharp mind before he started to be part of the group with Peter Jordan and what happened there in the channel they made. Um, I really wish them to. I had hundreds or thousands of characters that are domains being hacked, and we had to rebuild it again, and we had lost a lot of people. We had to rebuild it again in the wars of role players and hackers. I really wish you to know that war against hackers who bully and do the mechanism of bullying, copying what you do, and gossiping. So hacking is also stealing. And when they say it's consent, because you're sharing a file, were you asked? I guess you were asked, right? I mean, nobody tell me something, because we're forming something to be legal, and there should have been an invitation and a consent. Just pop out, just like that, right? Pop and pap. Those are other words. Right now, let's go with the synonymous of, well, traitors. Well, synonymous for treacherous, says Gemini. Let's thanks Gemini. Depend on whether you want someone who betrays trust or a physical condition that is hidden and unsafe. Common choices can be found via the Merriam-Webster treasures and treasures.com. It's very insightful. Everything I'm reading here is to prove that all this being worked by so many people that existed before us or from around the world. And then Gemini and other artificial intelligence there. So thank you to the world for this rapid manifestation of intelligence that's being provided through our generation. Meaning one, deceitful or disloyal, a person or action. Traitors, traitorous, disloyal. But one thing is to be loyal to yourself. Another thing is to be disloyal. All right? Because people have these expectations. Yeah. But then, like, excuse me? But if I'm paying more, of course you have to do what I say. You know, I run my business on this. It's obvious. Until what degree? Like, for example, Trump taking away. He could have made measures to do, and he still has time to make measures for green energy. Do not leave United States behind the world. All right? We're here to help each other. You should support the right party. If you are Trump, you will think by yourself, right? Just think with the collective as well. How is waving from side to side within, and how is delivering is it form of itself. So yeah, disloyal and loyal to yourself, to the party, to the principles of all the people that voted for you might not vote for you because you forgot the people that voted for you and started to pocket your money for your family and your future tech titan deal. I paid taxes with Google for my. I didn't have money in my bank account, so it rejected it. So it was sort of like, okay, I'm paying like £4, but then I pay £7 with taxes, something like that. Around it was for having video camera. Well, I will check on that. It's very interesting. I would love to do that when I get paid. So Google asked for my location and zip code. That was really cool. I feel honored to pay taxes with Gemini. Thank you, Gemini. That happened to me. I don't know if it's happening to you. We're starting to put the number one taxpayers who give back to the community because they will give back to you. And for those who deliver, thank you. But let's start with the meaning of deceitful or disloyal as we're entering in the last ring of hell for those who are role playing only. Don't share role play. We're doing monologues now and one by one, which are pretty short. So nothing is copied from the formula of virtual reality from role play. Online, not with the tabletop Dungeons and Dragons from 20 years ago. All right. Wow. Untrustworthy. Perfidious. That sounds very Harry Potter. Faithless. Deceitful. Meaning two. Dangerous or unsafe. A place or condition. Dangerous or unsafe. Dangerous, hazardous, perilous, no, perilous, I can't pronounce it. Precarious, risky, unstable, Interesting for those who are delivering. Wow. To have clear from this girl that comes from India and she's teaching us from her intelligence. I would like to read her book, so I might be buying it. I find her quite interesting and intelligent. It is better to not show her body in comparison to another body and just for people just to see her um, for what she is delivering. So we do have an outside cover. I mean, it's difficult to confess and have to lie all the time because the people have now opened their psychic to see through what's they just have a heartbeat in their from being so abstracted looking online. There are many people that are not executing to carry an action, but they're more perceptive to feel and see the truth. So, because they don't deliver, they don't have to act or pretend to be perfect. So it's good to stick to the truth, to just keep it easy for your mind flow. And I mean, it was a very good interview with Golden Andrew. Mm, this is really charming to see him with a lady that's so beautiful, and he's also very charming as her. Very intelligent. I really love his British style. Um, I would cut that part where it's showing her body aside him. I would edit it out. So people just listen to what she's talking and don't get distracted with. You get distracted looking at her ass, looking at her titties, looking, judging. So Candace Owens is a prosocial psychopath. She's not a psychopath. And women have a sense of caring and it's different biologically speaking because women had to perceive in order to survive. All right? So it's also in your hormones. So if you write a second book as the womanosphere or it's very interesting all these terms. It's good to study the hormones of the woman in comparison with the male. So you will understand the definition of why women can be there is this is thanks to psychiatrists and neurologists from United States who work in the Pentagon, and he defined himself as a prosocial psychopath after doing all these scans and studies. I forgot his name. He has a Italian background, and his grandmother murdered somebody, so or grandmother. So the scan of his brain happened to match the one of a psychopath. The compartmentalization in the brain, but because he had a good education and a sense of good from bad, he directed towards good. So he is a person who with his team and the government's investment got to find out that he said, well, it must be that I'm a pro-social psychopath." Because this is why we relate in the magnetic pole, catching other psychopaths. So there are definitions there that help to translate as well from the socioeconomic background and education and the level of neglect. Because you can have four ayahs taking care of you as a child and be treated as a princess, but your parents are not really there. So you don't have uh, high class from the mature nourishment from the mother and father that's emotional and also psychological as with the outside world directly from the attention of your mother and father, which is good to discuss, and I can be wrong, and explore. Well, some people are born without much money, but have teachers that are in the temple, like Jesus had. He would go in the temple and listen to the whoever was there in the temple. And you do can have traits of empathy and know in first person as well. Some, not all. All right? But that's part of the shared intelligence that now we call intuition. Artificial intelligence is also calculating with intuition what's there in between or meant to happen as statistics, pronostics, and remedies. So I find it very brave to come out to talk about this, but it's better to role play to go beyond it because we can always regenerate the ancestral memory that's being corrupted and damaged throughout our ancestors' lineage. because as she said, of course we don't want to, you know, have any type of mental illness or disassociation. But this is why sometimes you have to work very hard to sharpen yourself, and some become so bright to cover something. So we're all listening to each other as well, and it's a mutual conversation. You can joke sometimes. I got elevated, so I just got more mattresses. I was sleeping in the floor, so in the mattress of the floor was very thin, so I was starting to feel my bones, and I was just thinking, imagine the day I sleep in a real mattress. Though I do like the floor, it's just the wall thing. All right. So yeah, I got elevated. Uh, it felt a bit like promoted. Like it has a different feeling waking up. I mean, if you have more space, would you would like to have everything around you to just walk out. Well, that was very, very interesting. Okay, synonymous for deliver depend on whatever you mean. Bringing a package, saving someone. Your words carry a lot of power to save a lot of people as well. It can be preventive. And your book could be translated in a format where Amazon could deliver it. As I was thinking, some countries like Venezuela need another format to send to Venezuela. So I was thinking if I like it, I would send it to my daughters as well and my son. It's good to also listen to H.G. Tudor, the ultra narcissist and psychopath, um, buy all his books. But of course, it is good also to bring him credit if you like to honor one another. We're so many people to bring credit. Like, look at this. So many people in the world that are waiting for something that is justified to be alive, like me. So, saving someone, deliver, or giving a speech. Common choices can be found via the Merriam-Webster treasurers and treasurers.com, where, I mean, they had I'm not going to talk more about all the information they got. Incredible. Unbelievable. Meaning one, to hand over or transport. We're going to get to see the percentage of intelligence that each nation has collaborated. As Italy, Greece has done, Egypt, Iran, India, China. It's very important to see that when we cut the cake. It's sad to see the daughter of Bill Gates stealing cookies. We have to finish these cookies, but people still like to suck ass. Oh, sweet do right now. Let's just start with the meaning one, to hand over or transport packages or goods. There is an empath called the carrier. Bring, drop off. Oh, hand over, distribute, transport, ship, deliver, delivery. There might be more. We can go deeper in these days with the synonymous, but the word is deliver. Deliver. Like when a man delivers his sperm after a transaction, meaning to give or utter, speechless or promises. Well, to present, give, utter, state, proclaim, fulfill. I was nanny government to toddlers, so that's why I speak like this. So, fulfill, yeah, that's quite more suited. Use for promises to fulfill. Well, it's quite promising. Meaning three, to save or set free. Ah, Americans must love this one. Hopefully, the Native American are elevated as well. So we can learn more from the Native American culture. Pretty sure Donald Trump is going to be the last president of the United States of America. So hang on in there, guys, to make this happen. You will fire and hire who and joke about working together by having differences and open mind to talk about. Not that you can listen to that all the time, because are you insulting a person non-stop? So it's just watch out with the words. Catch synonymous to what you wanted to say. Take 2 seconds, 3 seconds to think about which from all the synonymous, how is it going to sit there? You want to escalate into more drama to drive your cows? Or do you want the chosen ones to make everyone the same in this world? Because I already explained some years ago when all this started, I have it in record that every religion has the chosen one. Every religion believes to be the chosen one. Every culture as well, in its own way. I'm not gonna go back into that. Those are for the first. And I just still wish to see Jordan Peterson get better and get healthy. Uh, he's one of the best speechmen of all, and you must always consider a crazy genius wanting to be a genius. So some people can deliver better, but I will give in full delivery my formula when the percentage is clear Not for me. I have to speak in first person to represent the wall, and you can all do that as well, of course. First person, especially you, just bringing sort of like script in a unorthodox way. So, meaning to for freedom, uh, rescue, save, liberate, free, release. If you have a specific sentence or context in mind, let me know and I can help you pick the best word. Oh, girl. All right. How is the summer going? The best is the end of August in Ibiza. I can't wait to make a party in a boat. Especially this boat where this the military is not having good meals. Make a party from Ibiza to which land I want to make mansion into village is in Algeria. Yeah, Algeria. But I want to change the name because it sounds. I want to know more how they call their own country in the country. So we can call it Alger. Like España. Mm. España is not Spain. Who said it was Spain? I was joking many years ago, but today I'm just saying it seriously. I've said it another time as well while reading the some countries in the world. So people dance most when it's the last dance, the best dance. So some people been working and they have not really danced. It's difficult. It's difficult for people. I was very. I wish my daughter Alice and my son Zane will have the life I had in the good sense, not the bad sense. So they already had enough with their childhood and growing up to desire everything that was taken away from them unfairly. They will get to know how worthy they are for their family and how worthy their family is. They're doing this in Spain as well. These offices, they just want to take children to have money from the state. If they don't have children to take, the office will close. I really want to thank the good people, but in Canada, it's even worse in British Columbia, where other states are against British Columbia Ministry of Children and Family. It's not the way to have your life for anyone. I discovered with my daughter living near Central Park in the Upper East Side of Manhattan. I discovered the beginning of the formula for mapping the taxes of government. Just writing a script, and I was writing a project for meditation, for to see the places from around the world, so people could know where is the nearest place. And I was starting to open my imagination a lot, and I used to work as well. I was even a producer to my best friend until she would find a real one. I started to think why they murdered my father and calculated that this would be the best answer so people could learn to pay back the credit. And then I thought at the same time as I saw the map of the subway of the subway, the tube of the underground trains of Manhattan, how the map is displayed. I thought also for government, for each ministry where it goes and how this work is going. So people understand how what they're paying to in taxes to government is part of the environment and the construct of whom they are, of course. Not just religiously and culturally or politically, the construct as the tissue of reality that's being shared through nature and how we interact with each other. It was very interesting talking with, for the first time, the second time, with the artificial intelligence of Meta. Mentioned the silence culture, something like that. It was very interesting. I want to check on that later. So okay, that's pretty it for today. We love to just. I have to really. I have these words here. They're up here. So above all these words that we have, that I listen from you and people, uh, many don't believe in following a word because they are as delusional as delusion is, right? Because you want people to follow all your speech. But not everybody listens to all the speech, and you know that with your algorithm, your analytics. So, but you have the pull and the drive. Um, I really never thought the wife of Charlie Kirk would be part of murdering her own husband. I would have wished Erica to been with Candace Owens as one. But I didn't know that then she took over as I just sometimes don't see. I think it comes from one side of the ear, leave the other. The she's gonna be the voice of Turning Point. So well, she has her followers as well. And how would you divide a party that is the right into one? So watching these polarities from these two women. Yeah, because she can be the image, she looks very good, but she doesn't have the intelligence in the speech. And Candace Owens is also pretty. So if you're gonna put them both to go into a beauty contest, probably Candace Owens could win, depending of the standards of what you consider what is beautiful. If you have made love to and really been in love and devoted yourself to your partner as the only one for 6 years, let's say, or 7, and we're friends as well. and still are, for whatever skin color or shape that you consider that is beauty standard. Talking about beauty, that's gonna be the word of the scenario because Tucker Carlson talk about beauty, and this is part of the month as well. Is the month of summer and the sun and the sunflowers. So yeah, it is beauty after the liver. So we have of this month that is in this time space scenario. This is learning to later when you are going to be role playing virtual reality, unless your children are gonna be, and you're just going to be an obsolete piece of trash who's starting to forget everything, like the grandmother of Jeffrey Dahmer. I just really, I have been always fascinating but handsome gay men. It's not that I like serial killers at all. It's always just have this particular. There is a prototype of gay man that is find it very sexy but looks manly, and it's just funny. They have a funny twist. These characters, but I create crazy characters on roleplay because it's the most fun. So surprising reception, deliver. Beauty. Some men hate to finish because they are not generous to deliver. Um, it's difficult to agree in terms. I'm not here to give script writing to anyone. I'm a role player and one of the founders of role playing from the first generation online. All right. So these words here that would be like the last word of the week would be function after the word structure. Because is the structure is functioning. But before structure is approval. Before approval is presentation, and before presentation is the design. And I've put trouble before design. And below it, there's the little flag with the flag. Oh, it's the flag of the Templars, the flag of England. It's the flag of the Christians. Those times. It's a long story. Uh, it was always all linked together. Well, then it's be a loyalty down below and complete. And I have a drawing of my daughter, Alice Lois. She's drawn me holding the hand of Saint first, then her, and she just really painted her very funny. And then she have put Davy, but they're all equal, like same size. And Alice is a darling, and Davy and Saint is so cute. They are so handsome and beautiful. You must love your children very much as well. That's my. That's for me. For me, it's my be a loyalty to feel complete. So yeah, uh, Where do you think? What words? How many months, more chapters and scenes? How many more episodes are you going to do? Like an episode can be a psychotic episode. So you have for script writers, you have my father would say, "Ah, that's quality for a soap opera. That's the quality for a that's quality for a Hollywood movie. That's quality for front page of a magazine. That's quality for like this, all right? Oh, that's good for a TV show. It's different than a soap opera for a TV show. There's ranks in everything. You cannot avoid it, you know. There's measures, there's qualities, there are left and side and infinite timing as well. But still, there are forms that have the capacity to put you in that place for that quality that constitutes you and transforms you in golds. Why some rocks transform in oil, some not? What happened? Diamonds too. Lotus flowers in a swamp. Why are there lotus flowers here and not there in that other swamp? So, well, you know, so allow your open-mouthed fish just let the bubbles pop out and pop by themselves. You have to let them go. Let them pop. Don't be afraid of what you do in your private life. Maybe you are a I think call it download man or download man. There is a name. I have to find the definition for men that pretend to be straight and even have girlfriends or wives to hide their life. That's also found in Pisces, in the house of Pisces. It's not deceit or deception, because you can be loyal to yourself. Doesn't mean you have to be loyal to social status quo. Um, People were raped and they can share their affinity by raping each other and having that form of encounter because they need their father and they need the affection of the father and they love man because the woman was dead. So if you have to pick up, let's be honest, you have to pick up from a person that's gaslighted and an abuser. You know, the abuser is more charismatic and has more power. So that's why most people would rather become abusers or gay or pedophiles again. Not everyone becomes that necessarily, but you can also have all the good evils and understand universal love from another perspective that will touch from you through other dimensions to understand that not every hole is the same, but there is only one portal to keep it in heaven. And that portal is. I will give it to you when you consider it. You really have to go and listen to that. How does he say? A glorious. You have to listen yourself. It's crazy. But glorious, you have to listen to the glorious narrator. It is true. Catherine was looking very beautiful. She broke the standards of royalty wearing short sleeves because it was so hot. It was unmeasurably hot, the weather, and she looked just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Um, Very professional in her profession. What profession that she carries to represent not just herself, the monarchy, and William and the kids. So we'll see what's gonna go on with how people learn to administrate information and have measure to deliver. Yeah, so we can reach the stars, knowing this earth is being well taken care of. Something that's been fashioned for years, right? You want to cheat? Come to virtual reality. Know what's real. Oh, you will come out of it to enjoy life way better, of course. It's funny because they put this guy with dreadlocks that's a bit chubby, voluptuous, like he's the creator of virtual reality, and he's just like borrowing my words. There are many people behind virtual reality. I'm not behind machines. I'm gonna go to it. So, peace and bye. Bye bye.